Hi, ladies. Hi, gals. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to start on this topic with you, which is designing your ideal life. We are going to be spending all of March on this topic, and how perfect is it that it's International Women's Month as well, because I feel like a fully powerful, empowered, encouraged woman can do so much. So I really, really love this topic. If you haven't heard already, it is my favorite. I'm pretty sure our last gals director's show was actually on this very topic. I have to relook, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I shared even in there that this is my favorite topic because you can do so many things. So before I go further, I would love to know. Here's the question I have for you, and I want you to stay tuned because we're going to talk about this. I would love to know, what if I could wave a fairy wand, what life would you create? Stay tuned with me, and I will be right back. All right. I hope you ladies can hear me just fine. Please let me know if you cannot. I actually did not get a chance to create this PDF yet. I've got it started. I'll get it into the group, but I think it's a really important one. And I'm going to share with you guys what I have created because I really think the visual is so important. But today we're going to talk about what I call the fairy wand life. And I want to be careful because this can feel very pie in the sky. I get it. If you actually had a fairy wand, you could create anything you wanted, right? Right. So, no, it is not exactly like that, but pretty close. I really want you guys to think about all the different areas of life too. If you could do any job, what would that be? I can tell you that the one of the things I used to say often was, if I could get paid to just talk to people, empower and encourage them, I'd be the happiest person in the world. And that's pretty much what I do. But it took time and years of framing what that could possibly mean, what that could be, to actually get to that point. So I love sharing this because I think once you kind of know some of those things, you know what you're looking for, and that really opens stuff up. So I'm going to hop onto this PDF that this is not something I've created. This is completely open to everybody, but it is the Wheel of Life. And of course, we're going to have this really pretty and gal style. And I love this as a tool. In fact, I'm really thinking I'm going to create a planner that has this at least once a month, because this is such a great measurement tool for creating the life that you want. I use this a lot in my coaching. It is very helpful to just kind of help see where you're at in things, but then also to see where you want to go. So the idea behind the life wheel is this: you're going to grade yourself where you think you are at on a 1 to 10 scale in each of these categories. So personal growth, are you working on personal growth? Are you taking any classes, any courses? Are you, being coached? Are you in counseling? All of those things. Are you reading books? Do you listen to podcasts? Those all count towards personal growth. For myself, I'll be really honest, I'll give myself a 10 in this. I am always surrounding myself with people who are, I try, smarter than me. I want to learn from people. I'm always taking classes, reading books, all of that stuff. So that is actually a really good one for me. How about health? I am not in perfect health, and I know it. I am working to live a more healthy lifestyle, and it is something that I am always working on. So if I was to give myself a grade on this, I'd probably go with like a 7. I'm not in terrible health, but I definitely have plenty of room to grow and to refine and do better, which is something we've been talking about doing. So how about friends? This one right now, I would give myself maybe like a 3 at the very top. I have a lot of room for growth in this one. Just having moved to Utah, I have to do a lot and be very intentional about making friends and meeting new people. It's going to take work. And I'm starting to do that work. So maybe I could be a little more generous. I have been pretty intentional. I could probably give myself a 5 here. What about relationships? I'll be really honest. I feel like I'm like an 8 in this one. Alex and I work very hard on our relationship. We are always working. We're always striving to do better. We purchase, tools and things to help us to be as good as we can be. I share often about our Dating Divas monthly subscription for their romance calendar. I love it, but I am aware that it takes work and it takes effort to get there, right? So it's not perfect. We're definitely not perfect. We do have room to grow, but we're doing pretty good on that one. What about recreation? I would give myself a 5 on this one. I started mountain biking last year, which was so much fun. It was a new thing. I still have a lot of room for growth in this. I definitely want to be dancing more. Probably want to get into hiking this year. We talked about skiing. We decided to wait a year because we would actually rather be a little bit stronger in order to start something like that. That is so, it's physical, right? How about your spirituality? This can look different for everybody. And I think, I remember a long time ago, I was talking with my husband and I was like, I really wish that you were growing spiritually. And his words really stuck with me and really helped me, though, to notice that that's going to look different for everybody. And he said, what does that look like? If I'm growing spiritually, what does that look like to you? And that, is obviously going to be different, but, based on your faith, what you believe, what does that look like for you is going to be very different. Also, personality. My husband does not grow well in a chair. Spiritually, if he has to sit in a chair and listen to, a pastor or any kind of a talk or anything like that, not his way to grow. He's going to grow out in nature. If he goes out in nature and is with friends and he gets so much more out of that than he does out of sitting in a chair, listening to somebody preach to him or talk to him. So again, it's going to vary by so many factors. How about your career? I already talked about this one. I would probably put myself on a 7 here. I am working for a company that I absolutely love, but I'm still growing. I'm still proving myself and learning about what it is that I do. I do sales. So, creating those sales processes and pushing myself out of my comfort zone all the time, every day. Sometimes just hitting this call on the phone is a huge push, but it's still growing and learning. And then I'm also creating work situations and scenarios that help me to do the things that I love to do. Great example is I was just talking with a coach and I love his team. I love what they're doing. And so then we have been talking about the way that I could potentially collaborate with him. And in that, our conversation and the stuff that we were talking about, I was able to say, what, as we're talking, here's the ways that I think that I could fit into a part of your team. I'm not going to be a team member, but I can offer my services as a disc expert to his clients to help them understand themselves better, to help his team know how to work with them better, and then possibly even offer some coaching. So yes, I'm not going to be on the team, but in a way I can be part of the team because I understand myself and the things that I have to offer, if that makes sense. So sometimes it's not just at work, it's finding side gigs or ways that you can fit into an organization that may be ways for you to grow and, do more, but maybe you start small, maybe volunteer, things like that. So there's lots of ways that you can do that. Finances. We're not perfect on this one either. It isn't, and it's not just me. I have to be, in consideration of my husband. But if I was to give us a number, I'd probably put us on like a 7 or 8, somewhere in there. We do a every other week budget. We write everything down before we spend it. Especially when we have big chunks of money, we make sure that we write it down because we're both spenders. We love to spend money. And if we don't do that, it's just going to disappear. We've had that happen many times. And so all of these things. Now, so I've gone through, I've graded myself on each of these items. What I love to do, and this is what I do in my coaching, this isn't so much what we're talking about today, but this is a really great tool to then pick three. Pick three areas, top areas that you would say, okay, these are the three things I want to focus on this month. And I don't want you to pick more than that because it gets overwhelming. We only have so much time, and I want you to actually be successful. If you pick all of these, that's going to be too much. And you're going to be calling me and saying, what the hell? I was not able to do this. It was way too much. I give up. And that's not what I want for you guys. If you're really, really busy right now, I'd say pick one even. I would actually put that lower. So for me, the three areas that I am really, really working in right now would be my friendships, my career, and my health. Those are three things that I am working on currently that are the most important. It's where my focus is going, and I'm going to do that. So what ways then can you do that? So for me and my health, I am working on refining how I eat. We actually just discovered a gluten digestive enzyme that helps us to eat gluten. So guess what we've been doing? Eating a lot of gluten. It has been fun and glorious. I have no regrets. That being said, it's time to chill out on it a little bit. Otherwise, we eat pretty darn good. So we need to do that. I also just spoke with Alex on a road trip to say, hey, I don't do well with just doing one thing forever. I just don't. My personality, I'm a high I, which means I'm a parrot and I have a lot of energy. I like change. I need things to be different regularly. So for me, that looks different than it does for him. Being a high D, he actually loves to set up adventures. He needs to be working towards something. He's very ambitious and does things and gets things done, but he needs to be working towards something. So he had a great idea. It's like, what if we put like several workout ideas onto a spinner and like the Twister spinner, and we like my sound effects here. I'm a sound effects person. Not a very good one, but I am. And hey, this is what we're doing today. And then we mark it off so that we know that we did it. And then we go to another one the next day. And I was like, that would be awesome. That would work really well for me. Plus we're dancing together. So those are the ways I'm going to work on that. Friends, I'm working on that in gals. One of the things that we're putting together this year is, some social hour ideas and Galentine's and Gals Giving. But then here, I'm having to meet all new people. So we'll probably put together something that has to do with how to meet new people. What if you don't have a group of friends that you reach out to or get together with? What if you don't have a church or kids in school or things like that? What are ways that you can meet people? So putting that together, and then I myself, I need to do them. So a lot of it will probably come from things that I'm doing. And then work, I am always working on that. I'm working on my work. But I am always crafting and putting together ideas and coming up with ways that I can do better. We talked about gamifying my sales, and so making it a game for myself so that it will be fun and I can continue to do what I'm doing. And then just talking to people. That is, I believe in everything that I'm doing. And so just getting better at talking to people. So those are the ways that I'm going to work on those three things this month. So I hope that you guys, when I put this into the gals community, I hope that you will use this. This is an excellent, excellent tool. Print out several of them or print one out a month and come back to this, because you're going to see such huge differences made just by using this tool, and focusing on 1 to 3 things tops can really move the needle for you. And it will change probably every month. But you will find that you will, I don't love the word balance, because I feel like balance is a difficult word and there's so much controversy about it. But if you have one of these categories that's like super high and all the rest are really low, then it's a really good indicator that you are really out of balance. And I don't want that for you. Hi, Don Renee. And so, okay, I'm going to pop out of here. and put it down on my screen too. So yeah, please download many of those. That is a tool. It is fantastic. I love using it for coaching. It is a great way to make sure that you are doing the things that you want to do. So that is a cool tool. But what I really, and that can be really helpful when you're thinking about this whole, if I had a fairy wand, what kind of life would you create? Having that next to you can be very helpful in thinking through that. What do you want ultimately in your health? For me, I want to be a healthy older couple with my husband who is able to do fun things, able to play with my grandkids, is around for a long time. I don't want to be around too long. I'm thinking like 100 tops, but I want to be able to, have a mind that is, and mental health. I didn't even say that. In health, mental health is really important. And so is emotional, hormonal, all those kinds of things. So don't just think about physical health. So I want to be a really mentally healthy older woman. I don't want to create, kids or grandkids who are super in need of therapy because of the crap that I did, right? So I want to be healthy in that way. I want to have healthy boundaries. I really want to be a person like my mentor, Dan Miller, and heck, his daughter, who I get to work with directly. They have set such intentional lives. They are very active. They do all these fun and amazing things that I'm always like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I want to live like I am being unschooled and homeschooled myself. In other words, I find opportunities for adult field trips. I find fun things to do. I'm always looking for opportunities. So that is who I want to be health-wise. And having good health plays into that. I'm not going to be able to do any of that if I don't have good health. For work, I want to become a resource for people. I want to be a woman who people come to ask questions, to get resources. I want to coach women, whether it's, I'm not a huge one-on-one coach person. I do make room for about 6 clients at a time, and that's it. But I want to be teaching classes. I am a teacher at heart. So workshops, having, fun get-togethers that we, learn and grow together, that would be so ideal for me. But that, as far as work goes, there's multiple ways that I can do that. I did that as a stylist at Lane Bryant, right? Because I got to help women learn how they communicate to themselves through their fashion, and then how they communicate to others. And that was huge. I would do a stylist appointment, and it was pretty much coaching the whole time. I helping them and see how beautiful they are and empower people. So for work, that is really, really important. Thank you, friend. I want to create stuff. I want to have a planner out there that people enjoy. I want to have books. I want to be able to go and speak. So being a resource is really, really important to me. I have companies that I want to work with on a regular basis. I would love to work with. I'm just going to put this out there. You guys are hearing me say it. I have 4 companies that I would really love to work for. 48 Days, who I'm working for now. I would love to be a part of the Jason Elkins 100 Cups team, the Savannah Bananas, and Disney. Those are my 4 top companies. And if I could work for or with them in some way, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So for my fairy wand life, oh my gosh, how amazing would that be? What about relationships? I want to have such a fantastic relationship with my husband that people look at us and think, what the heck? And a part of that comes from our story, because we were supposed to be the couple that didn't last. So being able to be like, see, we did it, is kind of big to me. And sometimes I feel bad about that, because I feel like I'm showing off. But you know what? We were so told that we were not going to last, that for me, I have just been, from that time, I was like, well, watch us. And I have worked my butt off to get to that point. And it's a constant work, right? But I want to be the old couple sitting on our front porch, drinking hot coffee, that goes and walks places together, that makes an impact together, that has, people over. I really want to have fun. For me, my home is important. You guys have probably seen me. I love to decorate. I love to design. However, when I think of like things on this fairy wand life, I'm actually okay with a smaller home that fits my design aesthetic, that I can just have, some very basics in. I want obviously a living room, a kitchen, a beautiful bedroom, and a porch and a backyard. Like if I just had those, I'd be so happy. Probably a guest bedroom. I like being able to have people over. But I don't need much more than that. Like I would be totally happy. And honestly, I watch some people with these RV lives, and I could probably do that, especially if I could go travel and see people. That would be awesome. So for everybody, that's going to look different, right? And that's why I think defining these things, looking at it, defining what that looks like for you is so key. Because so often when people think about, oh, I wish, I could be this movie star or I could be this famous, a lot of times that directly correlates with the lifestyle that they think they want. But maybe that's not the lifestyle that they actually want. Maybe they just want to be tucked away in the woods in a tiny little cabin off the grid and, just enjoying the farm life and being self-sustaining and all that. That is a very different lifestyle than the style of the rich and famous. That actually doesn't require all of that, right? Maybe for work, you just need something that you can do remote, or maybe have a business that you're able to self-sustain financially. Maybe you have a farm that you share, and you actually farm your own food, and you have chickens and rabbits and all those things. It is so important to know what success and the ideal life looks like to you. Please get this down. It is so important. And then also just taking your personality into consideration. What I want versus what my husband wants. We're pretty similar on a lot of things, but there are some differences. And so knowing how we work that in for each other. He likes to play video games. So allowing a time for him to do that. We usually do that on a Wednesday night when I have other things going on, and he gets to play video games with my son. That is awesome. He likes to go on crazy 3-day hikes where he's going around a mountain, and I do not want to do that in any form or fashion. That does not sound like fun to me. It sounds like torture. And I don't understand why anyone would want to do that, but he loves it, right? So we find ways to make that work within our relationship. He goes and he does that, and I go have a spa weekend, or I just enjoy myself at home, or whatever that is. So you have to define it. You have to define it to create it. And I'm going to write that down. I really like that as a quote. You have to define it to create it. So that is my goal for you guys. I am actually finally going to make an offer. I have not been offering my coaching or things like that in here. And there are reasons for that. But I have an offer to start with, and it is a consultation with me. It is a very easy consultation. It is $48. I do a lot of 48 things because 48 days is the company I work for. But you will actually get the DISC personality profile, and a consultation with me that is going to help you with next steps. I love this because it's just $48. It's very easy to do. You're going to learn more about yourself, how you tick, your habits, how you communicate, how you strategize for life. This is such an insightful personality profile. That's why I want to offer it. And then you get a 30-minute consultation with me for $48. It is really easy. It is a very easy entry point. If you've never done coaching before or invested yourself in this way, it is a really easy way to begin that. So there's no pressure. I'm not going to be pressuring you guys to do it. I'm just making an offer, and you'll hear me offer it a few more times. But it is a nice entryway, and really it will help you to design your ideal life, because you'll learn more about yourself. the way that you tick, the habits, the strategies, all of that. And it is going to be, I think, a catalyst. And we will come out with at least 3 steps for moving forward, following a path, figuring out what you want to do. So these have been really great. I do them a lot already. And I love doing them. They're so much fun for me because I get to help people figure out what they want to do next. So I will drop a link. You guys can sign up for it. It'll have a PayPal link for $48. It'll send you to my Calendly so that you can schedule with me. And then you'll just have a quick little easy form to fill out so that we make sure that you make the best of that time. So really key things there. But I hope, as you guys are watching this, I hope that you're doing the work. Please print out these printables. I will get the printable in pretty soon into the group. I'm going to work on that. But put together a binder. I know I talk about this every time, and of course I can't find my binder. There it is. Put together a binder that you can come back to, because this is a work in progress. Throughout the signature self process, we're not going to figure every little nuance and every little thing about you, because it's an ever-changing, growing, living thing. So I want you to have these sheets ready so that when something pops in your mind, oh yeah, this was a negative thought that just popped into my mind, I need to go and burn it. And I need to write a truth about myself on my truth page. I want you to have them available for you. Because it's going to do so much more for you than if you did not. So, yeah. If you are wanting a consultation, please do sign up. If you've ever done one with me before, that's okay. We can do another. I really, really, really just want to see you ladies thrive. I want you to be able to design the life that is just so amazing to you. And that is what we will be building the foundations for with these consultations. So, all right, that is everything for today. Let's see, next week, I just closed my, I closed my binder, which tells me what we're doing next week. Let me look. Next week, we will be talking about, this is going to be the perfect follow-up to what we just talked about. What does success look like for you? I feel like I almost just talked about that completely, but that's okay. We'll go a little bit deeper. We'll actually go to more specifics because, again, you have to define it to create it. All right, ladies, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Bye.